You want to say hi to the people?
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
You can say hi.
Yes, hi.
You said hi? Okay. Huh. Say pick me. Say pick me up.
I know.
That was a baby, guys. Where was we at? Oh, so yeah, so I kind of fell off a ladder about 4 months ago, probably about maybe 3, and I had to relearn how to walk. Uh, couldn't walk for like a week. It was crazy. I had to literally relearn, like, my incognitive thinking was all discombobulated. I had to relearn how to walk. It was a scary time because I'd never been demobilized like that. I was like, oh God, I got blackburn, guys. I got fucking blackburn. It's over. This war's gonna start, and I can't even fucking walk. You know. uh, so I ended up doing my whole rehab shit, relearning how to walk. Got back right. Was running. I was running I was running probably like every other day, once every 3 days. But every time I ran, I did 2 miles. I ended up getting the mile down the fastest I ever gotten in my life. Um, which was like it was like 12 minutes 55 seconds, something like that. I know, still slow, but the fastest I ever gotten in my life. Shout out to David Goggins for that. So then I get healed. I'm 100%. I don't gotta wear no ankle brace, no wraps, no nothing, no more. I'm go back to work fine. Blah 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 blah. All right, bet. We doing tactical shit. I end up getting a trail bike. A trail bike. Yeah, if y'all want to know more about that, then just comment down on the thing. Hey, make a channel about the upgrades in the trail bike and this, that, and the third. I end up getting a trail bike for tactical shit for, once I get to OP3, where the homestead's at, blah, 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 moving around the land and doing this, that, and the third. I end up getting a trail bike. Well, in upgrading the trail bike, I end up hitting. Long story short, I end up hitting the throttle. The bitch did a fucking wheelie. That bitch threw me off. I rolled down the street like 3 times. I fell on the pavement. Didn't mess up the bike because the bike ended up going in the grass, landing back on 2 wheels and rolling about 100 meters, and then it fell. Like it was like the perfect. I was fucked up, but the bike was fine. It was just crazy. So yeah, the past 2 weeks I've been back in not just an ankle brace, but also a fucking knee brace as well. So I'm back to not walking again. Yeah, it's fucking great. Um, but with that being said, I hope everybody, happy Thanksgiving. Uh, like, subscribe, and share. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope everybody's been stocking up on their preps for this whole Black Friday shit. This was the time. This was the time to buy. If you still needed shit this weekend, like weekend that just passed, however you want to call it, because it's Sunday now. This was the time to get all that shit. I hope everybody stocked up. This war, I know people probably be getting tired of, like the call, like the boy who cried wolf type shit, but shit hitting the fan is only fast in the movies, you know? It's really a prolonged progress that takes years. But, who would watch a 4-year movie? You know what I'm saying? So, uh, I don't know if y'all know the Americans from Baltimore, Maryland, but I reside in South Carolina. So this is we're talking about nuclear war today, at least on this episode. We're talking about nuclear war. And this is peril to I'm not going to say Carolinians because it doesn't really matter to North Carolina people, but for South Carolina people, I'm going to have some B-roll running in the background now. And well, first I'm gonna show y'all this. This is the blast zone for where how many nukes and where they should fucking strike in South Carolina. So I just want y'all to be aware of where y'all probably need to go when shit hits the motherfucking physics. And but these people in these areas are automatically dead. Well, the fucked up part about it is, whatever bomb that it is that you'll see on this B-roll, these three is near my location. Now I won't get none of the heavy blast or the heavy radiation. Well, excuse me. What is it? I won't get none of the heavy blast or whatever's the green in the video. I can't remember what the green's called. I think it's like full high nuclear radiation. And then the yellow is the nuclear fallout. I think that's what it is. Green is high nuclear straight radiation, gamma and shit. And then the yellow is the fallout. So anything that can be, depending on what bomb it is. No matter what, I'll be in the fallout or the light blast zone. So I know that my area will be contaminated. So I know what I have to do for me and my family. I know where I need to go. So I'm just trying to put the people who have their future and their family's future at heart. You know, people who, like, I've been prepping for 10 years. I've done said this before on this channel. And, you know, we was weird at first. You know, but now we're on the in crowd. Now we're fucking cool. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, nuclear fucking war. So you can see through this B-roll of fucking missiles that you're talking about one strike's gonna influence like 50 miles to 100 miles of living. Like 50 miles immediately. Let's say 30 miles immediately. 30 to 45 miles immediately. 50 to 75 miles chaos. Or shit. 75 miles and on chaos. So understand what the direct blast zones are at. I just need everybody to watch, look at that and see that. And just like protect yourself, man. Protect your family. Like, do the right thing, you know? Like, step out of the matrix. Like, a lot of people, like, I can't believe there's still that many sheep left in the world. Like, after everything that we've been going through as a civilization the past 10 years, and honestly, the next 5 to 10 years are that's gonna be the climax of a lot of shit. The world's not gonna be as we see it today in the next 5 to 10 years. Something big is about to happen. Whether it be Russia, Ukraine, and since now Russia just sent like 80 strikes to Ukraine, and since the Ukrainians don't have the S-400 systems, the better, you know, electronical, you know, technology, figuring out this, that, and the third capability. They got the S-300 still, and how one of those missiles hit a place in Poland and killed 2 farm people and hit farmland and shit. Like, it killed 2 Polands and hit nothing but like farmland after that. And because they're pushing the Ukrainians further and further back towards the Poland border. So now shit's starting to enter Poland, which is NATO, and now shit's about to get popping. Whether it be Russia and Ukraine with the whole NATO shit, or China and Taiwan. Some really crazy shit that's happened with Taiwan. We'll get to that later. I don't even know. I don't know how much time I got left. Let's start with the United States. United States world versus so United States, we got OPEC, which is the I can't remember the acronym for OPEC, but basically it's the exporting nations of oil, of crude oil. People that got the high amounts, like Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, Russia, etc. Iran, is it Iran or Iraq? I can't remember. Well, Russia and China isn't part of OPEC, or it was like Russia was joining OPEC. So I'm pretty sure Russia and China isn't part of OPEC. Well, OPEC is now linking up with China and Russia, starting shit like, what is it, the rupee for Russia, the petro rupee and the petro yen, backing their currency up with oil the way the United States dollar has been backed by just plainly oil since what, the 70s, the 60s, 70s, or 80s. We got off the gold standard, and it's been the petro yuan from Saudi Arabia, the whole agreement. Well, now Saudi Arabia is now passing that agreement out to other people. And I mean, it hasn't been done in what, 40 years, 30 years, or some shit like that? 50 years? Um, so yeah, we're losing Saudi Arabia. And so now we're trying to go back to Venezuela to be our main providers of crude oil. But I don't even understand how that's going to work if Venezuela is part of OPEC. Saudi Arabia's like, I'm not gonna say they're the leader of OPEC because I don't think Saudi Arabia started. I think it was the one I couldn't remember, Iran or Iraq. One of them was one of the, and Kuwait was like the founding fathers. There's like five other ones that are like the founding fathers of OPEC. So I don't know how that's really going to work. And Venezuela is part of OPEC as well, and OPEC is actually going against the United States dollar by doing the petro yuan, the petro yen, and the petro rupee, wherever the hell it's called. Uh, I'm gonna butcher everything. So don't go in the comments talk. It's called this. I'm gonna butcher everything, but just know I got the intel. So that's what you need to worry about. Um, I don't even see how we're gonna even try to go back to Venezuela after that horrible coup that we tried with that whole Guaido guy. I don't like it would, if we went back to Venezuela, like they would have to go and do like a full regime change, like kill everybody and then put those people in. I don't see how people won't. I can see how 95% of people of the Americans of first world country people wouldn't remember the whole Guaido thing, but the people in the third world countries, which is the majority of the people in the world, like there's no way that if they knew about the whole Venezuela coup that the United States tried to do, they wouldn't forget. Ain't no way Venezuelans forgot. I don't see how we're gonna just go back to Venezuela. We're like, hey, hey, we're the good guys now. We need your crude oil. I don't see how that can happen. Uh, Germany. We're talking about U.S. right now, but so NATO. This is something big. So Germany going back to the 1970 energy era standard because of energy prices. Whether it be wood, the way the Ukraine's buying it up right now, because Ukraine's in the fucking dark now. You look at it like Google Maps and shit like that to show you satellite imagery of the bird's eye. Ukraine is fucking dark. Okay, um, I know that they're buying up all the fucking firewood because this is a prepping thing. I understand that you can't just go chop down a tree and burn the wood. That wood needs to be seasoned, or it's like you're gonna waste more fuel and time trying to keep it lit than anything else. But anyway, they had, yeah. So because of energy prices, so I don't know if y'all. This is old shit through the time of me being injured. Um, the main energy lines of natural gas that goes from Russia to Europe. Oh God, what are they called? They were sabotaged like last month or something. The pipelines. What are these fucking pipelines called? Damn, I can't remember right now. But yeah, these pipelines did like 80 to 90% of all the natural gas in Europe, not just Ukraine, in Europe. So people are talking about, people are thinking that Russia is going to freeze. What time is it? Russia is going to freeze the Ukrainians to death because there was just something came on online, an article saying that China is asking Russia not to go nuclear. I don't know why. I remember reading that somewhere. They're thinking that Russia's gonna freeze them out. So freeze them into submission. So, but back to that Germany thing, being that they were going back to old era because of energy prices. Well, check this out. Germany is Europe's biggest economy. So if Germany slips, was it GPU, whatever? If Germany economy slips, that means Europe's gonna slip, like following that. If Germany is the biggest economy in Europe, uh, and once Germany goes, Europe goes, and once Europe goes, there goes the Western influence on over there on that side of the world. So you're talking about going back to straight USSR days, like 40, like before the United States got the power. I've been saying the economical collapse of the dollar has been coming since I started prepping. And you saw all the signs. Like I said, this shit is only fast in the movies. This shit takes time. It's a snowball effect. It's an avalanche effect. It starts with a little bit, and it's a gradual over time thing. Um, the war on birds. How about that? Uh, what is it? The bird flu is at a record high, affecting all birds, chickens, geese. Science says soon we will only be eating lab created chickens. Lab grown meat approved the first steps. The FDA approved the first steps of lab grown chickens. Um, and basically, if you approve the first test for the FDA approval, you basically pass the first three. That's the way that goes. So wait on that. Uh, the first step is the hardest verification test of all three tests of the approval. Um, so yeah, lab grown chickens, everybody. And with this whole bird flu epidemic, they're trying to get people scared of like housing their own chickens and farm animals and shit like that. All I can say is that if you got chickens, just give them a canopy. Give them wherever they roam at that's fenced in. Give them a canopy where other birds that can flying over won't have influence or cross contaminate where they live at. So just give them a canopy, bro. That's all you got to do. And just to mitigate, just to lower the chances of bird flu in your livestock. Um, China is at a state of we're leaving. Oh, I guess we're not even done with Russia yet, huh? We haven't even started with Russia. Russia, head of Orthodox Church gives Putin blessings. If you got to use nukes to defend us, use nukes. For all the annexed regions, I don't know. That's another thing. Since the war started, all those territories that Russia done bombed, well, that they done push Ukrainians back to the Poland border. Maybe about last month they annexed all those regions, which means that whenever next year comes and whenever the new geography book comes out and it shows, or the new world, the globe or the world map comes out, and they print it, it's going to be new. It's going to be a new map because Russia annexed these regions. So you're going to see Russia's going to be bigger than what it was previous years. So they've already claimed the territory. So if you attack these new territories that they just annexed, then it's an attack on Russia. It's not an attack on Ukraine. Um, the Battle of Kherson, I don't know. That might have happened already. That was like news like maybe last week. The Battle of Kherson's a place in Ukraine. The next place that they're trying to take over, that's supposed to be the battle that will determine a lot of shit. Um, High Mars missiles and flying Doritos. Yeah. So what Taiwan is the United States, Iran is the Russia, and Russia's not tech tech technologically savvy when it comes to tech. And so they've been Russia's been buying these drones, these kamikaze drones from Iran that the United States has been downplaying them, calling them flying Doritos. Well, these flying Doritos have taken out almost 80% of Ukraine's power grid. So that's what I was talking about before. They're in the dark. They're in the dark because of these flying Doritos. Um, the evacuation of Kyiv. Oil prices was low about last month and now because Joe Biden depleted the reserves. That's why they've been so low. It's because we wasn't really getting oil from nowhere. We just been going our reserves and just depleting them. And as of right now, supposedly these gas prices are about to shoot the fuck up because we just depleted all reserves. So now we're going back to we're using fresh oil, fresh gas that's just made 24/7 right now. That the whole Saudi Arabia petro yen and the petro rupee it's permanently slowed the oil in U.S. because since the fact that we have no more reserves left and we're only using what we're creating right now, and since we're an importer of oil, now the oil's being separated. It's not just being dumped into the United States in a dollar. Now it's being cut three ways between China, Russia, and fucking United States. And now we have no more reserves. And we have no place to really get crude from no more. Because it's like I said, it's getting separated three ways now. North Korea, we're back. North Korea's back in the fucking news. The most missile tests ever recorded in North Korea history. North Korea said last week that they're practicing to bomb South Korea. Like, balls out, dick swinging. They didn't give a fuck. They said what the fuck they're doing. Okay. Let's jump into China. Since we're on that side. China's in a state of unrest because COVID lockdowns. These people have been locked down since COVID started 3 years ago. You might know you heard about in the papers about China welding doors and shit of apartment complexes up, not letting people come out for like a whole year, almost it was before the lockdowns. Well, they've been going back and forth through that since COVID started. I don't know why they're not like giving their people like the vaccines. They just rather lock them down and just be sick. The citizens are fighting authorities with wood planks and metal pipes. Civilians are revolting against the people in the streets enforcing the COVID lockdowns. Yeah. So there's no togetherness going on in China. So don't just let this whole war shit fool you. The wars are all about the CCR, the people, the PCR, CPR, the China Public Republic, people of the Republic. I don't fucking know. All that bullshit. That's who's together. The civilians aren't together right now. It's pandemonium over there in China, and it's probably in Hong Kong still. China will invade Taiwan within 5 years. Even they said before 2029, before 2030. Even China said that. And we can't fight both of them, both China and Russia, in a war at the same time. I'm as American as it gets. And they said my dad's a Green Beret. But do your research on the numbers and how China's. Do your research on the numbers and how China's growing. We are not under this administration. They're growing at a crazy rate because of the Biden administration. But there's never really been too many written documents, peace agreements, nothing like that with China. China just always stayed on the back burner and did their own thing, and it just seemed like there was nobody to really worry about. It seemed like they was with United States because of business and money purposes, so nothing will ever happen. But there's never really been talks of saying, we're gonna fly out here, look at your nuclear arsenal. You're gonna fly here. You can check out our nuclear arsenal. No agreements. We got to keep it under 1,500 nuclear warheads. Blah 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 blah. There's never in history been nothing like that between the United States and China. So, and under the Biden administration and what's been going on everywhere else, they ramped up their shit tenfold within the past 3 years. It's scary. Um, I don't know if anybody know about the nuclear doctrine, but the United States has changed their nuclear doctrine. If you knew anything about prepping or war survivors, I don't know if most people are fresh to this shit, but the United States nuclear doctrine has always said we must absorb the first strike. So let's say Russia goes hits the button and just throws out like 1,000 nuclear bombs all at one time to the United States, not Europe. So 1,000 nuclear bombs goes over the North Pole, goes over Canada. Canada's Iron Maiden on the north side of Canada. They start shooting off all the missile defenses. They started off. I'm pretty sure they got some all in the middle of Canada, and I'm pretty sure we got some along the borders of the United States. So let's say out of 1,000, half, let's say 40% make it through, right? So 400 nuclear missiles hit the United States. Before we can even send off missiles on retaliation, we must get hit first. We must get strike. We must absorb the first impact. That's always been the rule to nuclear war. They've changed the doctrine. We will now retaliate once it's in airspace. Once it's to the point where we can, and that's crazy. It had to come to the point where we're this close to nuclear war for them to want to change that. Like, why would you want to absorb the first strike? If you can see within 30 minutes, 45 minutes where the fuck is coming from and where it's going to, why would you want to let billions, let millions of fucking, let, because it's like 8 billion people in the world. So yeah, so why would you let millions of fucking people just die first before you decide to do something? And United States people don't even fucking know that. That their government was just gonna let them die before they did something. What else we got here, folks? Let's see. China's building COVID quarantines, like massively, like it ramped up the COVID quarantine facilities that they're building all over China, and I think it has something to do with just locking them down and using them as reserves. Like instead of like having to worry about if they're fighting age like Ukraine leaving and shit like that, and they try to catch them at the borders and shit. China's not having that shit. We don't got time to be chasing y'all motherfuckers down. We're just gonna lock y'all in y'all apartments until our real army all dies in this fucking global war that's about to happen because we're about to go take Taiwan, and we know the United States is gonna get in. So when the first 2 million Chinese soldiers die, well, all we got to do is just come to this apartment complex that we welded shut with 5,000 fighting age men and just pick them all the fuck up. We're not chasing y'all down. Put them in a fucking bus, suit them up, put them on the front line. They're literally like bubblegum machining like the Chinese population. That's what I think. Because they're not even trying to give their people like the vaccines and shit. They're just worrying about locking them down. For what? And I say it's easier to control 1 million people than to kill. I'll tell you that much. Last thing, folks. It's on China. I'm trying to keep the world war shit and homeland shit separate. You don't even know what's the homeland shit. The homeland shit will be on the next video. Don't worry about that. An American prepping, we back, baby. Don't even worry about that. So we always back like we ain't gone nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Last thing on China. It's something big. Where is it? Oh, here we go. This weekend, Taiwan's prime minister had to step down because of she got voted out. Somebody else now the new president of Taiwan because the Taiwanese done turned into sheep. their population, the damn near, I guess, that turned into like 95% of the United States population. So they're more worried about their freedoms that's going on right now in Taiwan, which they don't even know that the people across that 250-mile strait are coming to take your fucking freedom. The bitch who, excuse me, the woman who, the old Taiwanese president, she was more worried about China invading, where, and that's what she was making her case when they was doing, you know how the presidents, the nominees, they come and plead their case why they should be, your leader. She's more concerned about China and the invasion and war, where everybody else that was going against her was more on Taiwanese politics and rights and the Democrats and what these women should be able to do this and this is wrong over here and all types of dumb shit like that. She got voted out. So I don't even know how the fuck this shit's about to look now with this time. This might be a coup. This might be an inside job from China. It's only time can tell, and we'll see what this new president. I don't know his name. What this new president is gonna have in store for Taiwan? Because this is a coup. This is an inside job. This is a Chinese like spy. He might just give Taiwan up, and then there won't be no war. Russia will probably take Ukraine. China will take Taiwan, and then that'll be it. And then that will be World War III, and it wouldn't go no further. And then China will have dominance, superpower dominance over the East. It'll be over. Russia's already fighting with Japan. Like Japan's part of NATO, bro. Like you're gonna go to war with the United States over so many fucking people, over some islands between the two. But then China would be the biggest thing over there. Fucking Australia, fucking Indonesia, fucking Japan. We need Taiwan. We have to protect Taiwan. Um, I like to. If you got any questions on prepping, survivalist shit, anything like that, and you want to see shit like that, just put it in the comments, man. Like, subscribe, and share. I need all the likes I can get. I would like to get these videos better. Like I said, if you want to hear, or do more things. I am not really worrying about getting the videos better, but just do more things like I said, like if you want to see more or you want to see anything on the utility bike, the Trailgater, the Axis MB200, um, stuff like that. Like, subscribe, and share, man. I get those videos out. Let me know what you want to see. Also, I'm trying to figure out where to go besides YouTube. I'm thinking about a Patreon, but I would rather want to figure. I don't know if you can like talk to your viewers on Patreon. You can't really do that on YouTube besides comment. I'm trying to figure out something like I was gonna do Signal, but it's not. It doesn't pop up on my laptop. Microsoft, WhatsApp does pop up, but I don't know. Comment below, guys. American Prepper, we out.